Good morning. Hello, Mr. Rangga, and hello, everyone. I want to presentation to my project meeting one. My name is Hovifa Indarahma. My ID number is 21220007 and 3. Part 1 complete text. Baby caterpillar was tired all summer long. She had been traveling slowly through the green world where she lived, and feeding on the green leaves that grew near her home. Now autumn had come and Mother Nature had given a holiday to the leaves, who put on their new dresses of red and gold and played tag with the breezes. Baby caterpillar want to play too, but could not run so fast as the happy little leaves, and she grew very tired and thought she would take a nap. So she found a cozy place among the branches of a grapevine and made herself a soft, silky blanket. Then she rolled herself away within it, and then in her queer little cradle went to sleep. One night, late in the fall, Jack Frost came over the hill. He sped the cradle swinging to and fro and began to play roguely with it, for he is a roguish little fellow and touches everything that comes in his way. But the warm blanket hid the little slipper so that Jack could not find her. By and by, King Winter came, bringing beautiful snow blankets to Mother Nature's flower babies. He gently looked at the cradle as he passed and whispered, "Sleep, baby, sleep. You have no need of my blankets." At last, spring came with the sunbeams, the best and merriest of Mother Nature's helpers. They woke the flowers from their long winter nap and called to the birds and the brooks to begin their songs. When they came to the little brown cradle, they stopped to rest, and baby caterpillar began to get very warm under the thick blanket. She woke up and stretched herself, and her cradle broke, and she came out to greet the spring. But what a change! Instead of the old dingy dress that she went to sleep in, she now had a beautiful yellow one, and instead of crawling among the leaves, she flew up and away into the sweet spring air to play with the sunbeams, and then little children called her a butterfly. Part 2 complete dialogue. Thought. So Meg, you are talking about being in the military, and you said you were a medic. Can you explain what that is, Meg? Yeah, so a medic, which now I believe is called health car specialist, is I always say it's kind of similar to being like a paramedic, where it's not a full nurse job. I think nurses have more training like in civilian side nurses, but similar to paramedic, where you have certain like minor procedures that you are training to do and higher level things than just an IMT, like doing LVIs and giving suits like doing LVIs and giving suits. And you are training because it is the military. You are especially training for emergency situation and how to trick someone who has maybe some serious life-threatening wounds. Wow, that sounds like a really difficult job. Thought, wow, that sounds like a really difficult job. I mean, it's not your typical just soldier job. You must have had a lot of schooling and education. Meg, I had while everyone goes through the initial about 2.5 months like basic training, and that's more kind of basic combat skills and physical training, that kind of thing. And I had 4 months past that's to trying to be a medic. So we went through like emergency medical technician course just like civilian side. I got certificate with that. And then we had additional training for the military skills like IVS and emergency procedure, that's kind of thing. Thought, right, can you explain what I have is? Meg, I have is an intravenous, like getting fluids into your body. So if you have been injured, you have lost a lot of blood, or maybe you are dehydrated and you need some fluid in your body quickly. Then we stick a needle into your vein and then the fluids go in. And the needle comes back out, but a little tube stays in and then you can get fluids quickly that way. So anybody that's been with the doctor knows that's always kind of the anxious moment when the nurse or the person is going to stick the needle in. Were you good at doing that, Meg? So once I learned how to do it, I think I was pretty good. And I actually enjoy doing it. Not in a creepy but you know, it's was I just because I was decent at it that it was a part of my job that I enjoyed. But for myself, before we went through that training, I actually became dehydrated and needed to get in IV myself. And I was terrified because I really hadn't had that before in my life. And so the nurse was going to come, but the needle in my arm and I was like, no, isn't the another. I will just drink a lot of water. And she was saying, are not you going to be a medic? And I was like, I haven't training yet. So, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was recently in the hospital and they had me strapped up for both blood and for the water, the intravenous drip. And it's annoying because you cannot really move. Like if you want to get up and walk anywhere, you are strapped with all the stabs, and it's not very convenient. Meg, yeah. Or at least you have to careful. When I was getting the I didn't know that the needle doesn't stay in your arm. Now, for some things, it does. For blood, maybe it's different. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I was trying to be so careful too. But you still want to go well. So you don't want to move very much. Third. Right. So what's percentage of people would you say freak out when they get the needle? Make probably 90 or 95%. Oh, really? Like, yeah, even the army guys would come in a be like, oh, I'm fine. And they are like, well, we need to give you an IV, and they be like, thought, right, yeah, nobody likes that. Make no. So you transitioned, you were in the medical profession, and then you moved to education. Why do you leave the medical profession for education? Yeah, that's interesting because I become a medic in the military because I struck after 15 when I called continue collect. Part 2 complete dialogue. That I won't be a nurse or a doctor, but my team serving as a medic helped me learn that was not what I want to do for my career after all. So I'm glad that I had two skills and the things that I learned and was able to experience. But I had English had kind of been on the back burner. And so then I said, okay, let me revisit this, and it led to English education. Thought, wow, have you ever talked about being like an English specialist for people in the medical field, like teaching doctor and nurse? Make, I guess I haven't talked about that especially. Sometime I talk about going back to military. They do have some like English schools in the military, and so I just that will be real. Also, it could be, yeah, so that would be interesting, something to think about. Part 3, answer the question correctly. The answer, number 1 is big bedroom, big kitchen, and 2 car garage. Number 2, lots of tree, lots of lakes, some water nearby and hills. Number 3, dream house. Number 4, the inside of the house is decorated, has a private room, and inside there is small library which has lots of books, and there is a billiard table. And number 5, the dessert dream home is that the atmosphere of the house is close to the surrounding natural views. There are spacious rooms and are full of decoration. Thank you for attention me, and see you. Good morning.